Bibarel tanks the aerial ace before returning fire with the Surf, looking to remove Gliscor from the field of play. Surf picks up that one shot back out, comes Toxapex looking for that rollout farm down, but Bibarel gonna leave this toxic pest a departing gift. Welcome back to the channel, or should I say welcome to Season 21. Season 21 gave us quite a few new move updates, giving me the motivation I needed to get back battling. When I first saw the news of the move update drop, there were two Pokemon I was super hyped for. Shadow Gliscor, or perhaps it's Gliscor. Who knows, who cares, not me. What I do care about is it gaining access to Sand Attack. Gliscor has primarily used Wing Attack until it got nerfed and then Fury Cut. I mean, it doesn't particularly do a great job of being a ground type attacker. Sand Attack shores up them matches. The second Pokemon I was super hyped for was another Pokemon I have no idea how to pronounce. Is it Bibarel or is it Bibarel? I like the sound of Bibarel, so I'm rolling with that. Ironically, I say rolling with that. The move it got access to was Rollout. I mean, it now generates energy at a much better rate, meaning it's got a lot more play in a lot more neutral matchups. The mighty Bibarel is a normal and water type, meaning it's going to be weak to electric, grass, as well as them fighters. All things that Gliscor does pretty well into. Gliscor being a ground and flying type, going to be weak to both water and ice, two things that Bibarel covers nicely. Therefore, forming a very nice core. All this team needs is a safe switch. We're rolling with Primeape. Because I love this Pokemon, it is super spammy and it hits like a truck. Without any further ado, let's get into the battle. An in-game one, we see Charmander and Ninetales in the lead. As this is the Charm variant, I'm happy to stay in. If they're on Powder Snow, I would opt to pivot into Primeape. I build to the Earthquake bait with the Aerial Ace. I don't often bait, but Charmers love to shield everything. Shadow Gliscor, not the bulkiest. I thought about committing to the Earthquake, but I go for the safe play. Firing off the Aerial Ace, getting in some guaranteed chip damage. I then send up a barrel, look for the rollout snipe. The opponent banks a charge move, and then send out my Milotic. Bibarel has access to Hyper Fang, which we're getting same type attack bonus on, and you can see that just does so much damage. The Shadow variant of Bibarel doesn't have the bulk the regular variant does. You can see a resisted Surf almost removes us from the field of play, but Bibarel holds strong, fires off the Surf. Surf forces that Protect Shield, setting Primeape up for a 1-0 shield advantage. I send out Primeape, get that full farm down. We send out Gliscor, anticipating the opponent, sending out Ninetales. They actually are unable to throw. The Sand Attack removes them from the field of play, and we now got Primeape against Steelix. We all know how this one's going to go. We're going to shield the Psychic Fang, fire off the close combat, removing this stupid Steel Snake from the field of play, and we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Hisuian Qwilfish in the lead. Our Sand Attacks are hitting for super effective, but they are so incredibly spammy to these Aqua Tails that are in turn going to hit us back for super effective. We tank the first, and ouch, that hurt. We then farm up, look to make the next catch onto the barrel, sneaking the rollout in the process. A non-stab Aqua Tail just tickles our goofy little beaver. However, disaster strikes as our Bibarel safe switch is answered by Machoke. Firstly, shout out this opponent running some very cool spice. On day number 1 of the season, you love to see it, but this is not what Bibarel is here to do. The opponent throws at perfect timing just before the Surf's reached, and I'm unable to shield as the opponent is doubled up. I'm going to send back out Gliscor, shield up the Brick Break. We're then going to fire off one Sand Attack and the Aerial Ace, looking to remove Machoke from the field of play. Aerial Ace actually isn't lethal, so we send out Primeape, getting a 1 Karate Chop running start. In the back's Pidgeot. Oh boy. The Wing Attack's tearing through Primeape's lack of HP stat. The opponent throws the Aerial Ace, we invest that Protect Shield, farm up to the double CC. The issue is the opponent could potentially catch. I'm going to pause a turn, look and see Pidgeot on the screen, but we're solo. The next Wing Attack removes me from the field of play, and we're going to take a loss. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see Shadow Magmortar in the lead, another Pokemon I am super hyped to use this season. The opponent safe switches into Azumarill, and here comes the mighty Bibarel. Look at that Hyper Fang damage. Azumarill might think it's thick, but my gosh, we do almost half its health. Once again, we can see Bibarel's lack of bulk. The opponent returned fire with the Play Rough that did absurd damage, especially coming from Azumarill. I then fire off the Hyper Fang on the charge attack priority, maximising my farm, hoping to reach a Surf. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do so. I send back out Gliscor. I am going to respect the Fire Punch, as I've used Magmortar before and that thing hits like a truck. I instantly regret my shielding decision, as out comes Cresselia. I full send the Earthquake. Earthquake forces the Protect Shield, and now I'm in a very tricky spot. I'm going to tank this move and instantly pivot into Primeape and look to start spamming out Rage Fist after Rage Fist. The issue is the first one definitely won't be shielded, and we're never Karate Chop farming down. The opponent correctly no shields the first. They build to the Moonblast. This is almost certainly a Grass Knot bait, but what choice do I have other than to respect it? The opponent fire off the Grass Knot bait. I'm then going to farm up, Throw the next one on the charge attack priority. This should be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and let's hope Gliscor has enough in the tank to clean up. Cresselia will be removing my Primeape from the field of play. Back out comes Gliscor. The opponent pivots back out into Magmortar. I overfarm to a point where I'm going to be able to outpace Cresselia. Aerial Ace picks up the knockout. Back out comes Cresselia. The opponent unable to Psycho Cut, farm us down, and Gliscor carries over the line. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we found ourselves another tap nonsense Charmer. One of the main reasons I don't play too much Great League is because of how many tap nonsense teams there are. This time I'm going to full send the Earthquake. Will it get shielded? Of course it would, because Charmers essentially shield everything. My opponent's continuing to tap away, allowing me to reach the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace won't be lethal, but we'll put it in a range where Bibarel can come in and roll out farm down. I'm not going to shield this because I'll feel really salty if I get baited with an Icy Wind, and holy crap, that wasn't an Icy Wind and we near get one shot. We pivot into Primeape to greet this Trevenant. Thankfully, they're on Sucker Punch and not Shadow Claw, meaning they are going to be resisted. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, then try to make the catch onto their Flygon. I'm going to overfarm, fire off the Rage Fist. We've still got 2 shields. I'm going to go for an undercharge, ensuring I leave with a Rage Fist. The opponent committing to fast moves. We're going to get that 2 shield flex with Primeape, cleanly one-shot in the returning Trevenant, and I take that game. In the next battle, we see Gator in the lead, something Gliscor isn't going to be particularly good into. I'm going to farm up, try to make the Hydro Cannon catch onto a barrel, unsuccessfully. The opponent farming up a bucket load of energy. At worst, this is going to be a non-stab crunch. They actually fire off the Ice Beam. Why? To be honest, it's day one. It is the Wild West. Who knows what opponents are going to throw? The opponent opts to answer my Bibarel save switch with Clodsire. The rollouts might be resisted, but Surf cleanly 2 shots, meaning we're going to obtain ourselves a shield advantage here in the mid-game. Bibarel, thank you very much for your contribution. We're now going to send back out Gliscor and commit to a very aggressive sand attack farm down, ensuring we leave with an Earthquake to chuck at the returning Gator. We're not able to complete the farm down before the Stone Edge is reached, but Gliscor easily withstands the damage and leaves at 100 energy. Back out comes Gator and we're full sending. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. They get 1 shot. Out comes Talonflame. We're going to reach the Aerial Ace. If the opponent shields or not, this game is signed, sealed and delivered. Aerial Ace forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Primeape just needs to reach the double Rage Fist. The first will do around half the remaining health. The second, going to do even more, as it will be 1 stage boosted, and that will be all she wrote. The opponent opts to throw a charge move. Again, pretty pointless, but it is what it is. It's the early ranks. People can do whatever they want. I'm not complaining, and we take that game. Heading into the next battle. This time we see Clodsire in the lead. The absolute dream lead for us. The opponent save switches into Steelix, and here comes Primeape. I am going to invest the Protect Shield, blocking up the Psychic Fangs, but they're going to throw 4 Karate Chops and actually go for the Rage Fist, anticipating the opponent looking to make a play, a taking back switch. So instead of debuffing my own defense, I'm just going to vamp up my attack. The opponent shields the first Rage Fist. As we're now boosted, this next Rage Fist should be lethal. The opponent actually opts to double shield. Look for that Dragon Tail farm down, but Primeape says no. Reaches 1 further Rage Fist, winning the 2-to-1 shield scenario. We also leave quite minimal farm for the returning Clodsire. Clodsire re-enters the arena, looks to fire off the Stone Edge. 1 Stone Edge, it's going to do around 45%, very easily survivable, and the opponent is never Poison Sting farming us down. We overfarm, fire off the Earthquake. Earthquake picks up that 1 shot, and out comes Serperior. I thought, can I reach double Aerial Ace? And then I realised, you know what? Bibarel will be able to knock him out of a Hyper Fang. We throw the Aerial Ace, pivot into Bibarel. The opponent likely go for an Aerial Ace bait, but no bait. We'll be saving this opponent's fate as Bibarel, so incredibly spammy, only 1 rollout away from the Hyper Fang, and Bibarel is a superior counter confirmed. You heard it here first. In the next battle, we see Toxapex in the lead. In the days we were on Wing Attack, or if you're still on Fury Cutter, this wouldn't be the best matchup, and now with Sand Attack, Gliscor, very advantageous. You can see their Sand Attacks being a 1-turn move, chunking through their HP stat. The opponent fire off the Brine, try for the Earthquake catch onto their own Gliscor, and I send out Bibarel. Bibarel will be able to tank the Aerial Ace, no problem whatsoever. I'm then going to throw 1 further rollout, getting a little bit of extra energy before firing off the serve, looking to move Gliscor from the field of play. Gliscor cleanly gets 1 shot, back out comes Toxapex. Toxapex looks for that Poison Jab farm down, but Bibarel still not done. Reaches the Hyper Fang, and again, that is crazy damage. I was so impressed with Bibarel today. I send back out Gliscor, go straight for the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace goes unshielded, removing them from the field of play. The opponent sends out their own Primeape, Aerial Ace, or will be forcing the protection. We can pivot into the mirror with a 2-1 shield advantage. The opponent recognises the game's over and concede the match. In the next battle, we see Morpeko in the lead. This little mouse is terrifying. Even a single resisted Aura Wheel here will hit so hard. This thing has a monstrous attack stat. The opponent fire off the Aura Wheel. You can see the sand attacks are tearing through them. So I'm just going to set off with the Aerial Ace. Looking to get off some guaranteed chip damage or a Protect Shield. The opponent invests that Protect Shield. They are going to outpace the Psychic Fangs. And that looks like 4 Karate Chop range to me. The opponent fire off the Psychic Fangs, picking up the knockout. Do 4 Karate Chops knockout? Yes, they do. Primeape gets the perfect farm down, leaving with residual energy good to go. The opponent sends out Toxapex. I bank the close combat for the road and pivot into Bibarel. This is only a brine. However, I've got 2 shields, so I'm going to invest one here in case the opponent's got something with fast move pressure in the back. They actually pivot into a bubble Greninja. So if you're going to use Greninja, I'd highly recommend Water Shrieking. I reach the next Hyper Fang, but lose CMP, but we should be outside of Night Slash range. Night Slash gets me low. Hyper Fang would probably knock him out, so I'm actually going for an undercharge, as I want energy on Primeape. Looking to deal with the return in Toxapex, we get the snipe, getting even more energy together, and it's time to go 1, 2, 3, 4 Rage Fist and absolutely spam the living life out of Toxapex. They might think they're fit, but this damage is just going to continue to add up over time. The second one gets them down to around a third health. The third one will be removing them from the field of play. Primeape, you monster. GG's and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we lead Shadow Gliscor into Obstagoon. I haven't seen one of these things in a very long time. Unfortunately, last season's counter nerf did this thing no favours. They now take 6 counters to their cheapest move of Night Slash or Cross Chop, whereas it used to be straight 5s. We tank the Night Slash, full send the Earthquake, looking to do maximum damage or force that Protect Shield. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, then throw a very nice timing just before the Aerial Ace is reached. I'm more than happy to let Gliscor go down and come in with Primeape. I'm going to go for the 1 shield, full Karate Chop farm down. I'm going to shield in case the opponent's second move is Cross Chop. All 3 members of today's team demand Protect Shields, but Primeape certainly the glassiest of them all. The opponent sends out a Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death. We bank a boatload of energy and send up a barrel. The opponent farms to a potential Brave Bird. We get baited with the Flame Charge. The opponent continues to stay in, looking to reach a boosted move. They don't get there. They get farmed down. Back up comes Obstagoon. Obstagoon also gets farmed down, and out comes Gator. Bibarel completely core breaking the remainder of the opponent's team. The first Hyper Fang forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. The second one rocks them deep into the red. We go for the wham, bam, combo play, serving up that Big Mac and the fries, and Primeape takes that game. Heading into the next battle. Oof, Malamar. When I'm looking at my team, I'm thinking of core breakers. This certainly is one. Gliscor, probably our best answer. A pretty neutral matchup. We fire off the Aerial Ace, obtaining us an early shield advantage. I should survive any one move here. The opponent actually goes for the cheaper superpower, probably anticipating a shield. They then pivot out into Gastrodon, and I send out the barrel. To be honest, I probably should have went Primeape. Perhaps a panic swap if I'm being brutally honest. But still, you can see Hyper Fang does a lot of damage, getting him in a range. We can come in and Karate Chop farm him down. I send out Primeape. Primeape looks for that full Karate Chop farm down, which we're unable to reach. I'm going to invest 1 Protect Shield. The opponent running Twin Nukes of Earth Power and Water Pulse, which is a pretty cool moveset. Out comes Wigglytuff, something we don't want to see in the back. I throw 1 Karate Chop and the close combat. Close combat lands. We pivot into Gliscor. I attempt to farm down. I recognise I'm not going to get there. So I throw the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace forces the final Protect Shield. Can we Karate Chop farm down? Close combat Malamar. Unfortunately, we cannot. We get Charm farm down and take a heartbreaking loss. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we get a chance at redemption, as this time we see the annoying Marshmallow in the lead position. Every time I've Earthquake the Charm in the lead, they've shielded. So this time we go for the Aerial Ace bait, and just like magic, the opponent calls the bait. Ah, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. We are able to reach the next Aerial Ace that gets Wigglytuff deep into the red. I'm happy to soft lose this opening matchup and come in and get a 1 rollout running start. Out comes Barrel, getting that 1 rollout lead, and out comes Morpeko. I'm going to stay in, throw the surf, looking to obtain myself an early shield advantage, and then pivot into Primeape. The opponent completely sacked Morpeko. Trainer! Yeah, I don't really know what to say there. Perhaps they thought we didn't hit that hard, but Morpeko cannot tank a hit for shit. Do not try and tank a charge move from a shadow Pokemon. The opponent's final Pokemon's Digger's Bee. I'm still quite bamboozled. I can't quite believe the opponent looked to tank the Surf, which they're unable to do. We're just going to farm up to the double CC. You know the drill. The first one will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and the second one will be vanquishing them back to their Pokeball. GG's. Heading into the next battle. We see Serperior in the lead. This is definitely one matchup that's a lot worse on Sand Attack, as the Sand Attacks are going to be resisted as Grass does resist Ground. However, we've still got access to a super effective charge move in the form of our Aerial Ace. I can't quite believe I'm 15 minutes into today's shoutcast without reminding you all Aerial Ace is more like Aerial Ass, a pretty mid move. I looked to call an Aerial Ace bait in return there. The opponent full sent the Frenzy Plant, were able to withstand the damage and force a Protect Shield. We then pivot into Primeape. Primeape doesn't even fancy tanking a non-stab Aerial Ace, so I'm going to invest a Protect Shield. The opponent then send out Malamar. Rage Fist wouldn't get the job done, but you know what will? We are full sending. Remove that Malamar from my screen. We land the close combat through the Protect Shield. Primeape claims yet another victim. Primeape, have a chill, bro. This is meant to be a Bibarel and Gliscor showcase. Out comes Primeape. I fire off the Rage Fist, I'll be honest. I probably should have CC'd there. I'm still quite shocked we managed to land the nuke. You know, I send up a barrel, I try and make the catch, and yeah, this game looks over. Only win con for me is the opponent going for the world's most pointless bait. Okay, there's the bait. Perhaps this is winnable. We pause a turn, ensuring the Surf will be landing onto Primeape. Surf picks up the knockout. Day one really is crazy. The opponent going to be unable to Vine Whip, farm down Bibarel, and somehow Bibarel counters both Primeape and Serperior, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see the mighty blue mouse in the lead. I'm going to say switch into Primeape, baiting out Drapion. Drapion, one of the few Pokemon that can outspam Primeape. I'm going to shoot at the Aquitail. I'm then going to farm up, throw the close combat on the charge attack priority to the next Aquitail. It's just a Rage Fist trainer, I promise. I'm kidding. There's another close combat. Boom, back out comes Azumarill. And it's time to go to Rage Fist Spam Town. The first one doesn't do too much, but Primeape says there's plenty more of where that came from. I throw 4 Karate Chops and the next Rage Fist. Finally getting Azumarill below half health. The opponent looks for that bubble farm down, which we're unable to get. Primeape putting in so much work, rocking Azumarill deep into the red health range. The opponent banks a charge move for the road and then send out Sandslash. Looks like Bibarel going to have to carry the team. The opponent fire off the drill run, but they're going to be unable to double resisted. Shadow Claw farm us down. I go for the correct 1 rollout and the Surf. It's using a 3-turn move into a 2-turn move. It's nice and easy, just an odd number. So for a 1 rollout, 3, 5, 7, etc. The opponent tanks the second Surf. Why? I have no idea. So I can just shield this move up. The rollout that went through will be removing them from the field of play, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see Greninja in the lead. Certainly not what we're looking to see. I'm going to farm up some energy, look to catch the Hydro Cannon onto the barrel, sneaking the rollout in the process. That resisted Hydro Cannon didn't look too resisted, if I'm being brutally honest. The opponent rebanks a charge move before sending out Azumarill. Very nice to see that Azu here, as a barrel is essentially our best answer for Azumarill. We land the first Hyper Fang, we're able to reach the second Hyper Fang on what looks like to be a charge attack priority. However, that's CMP, this can only be an Ice Beam, which will likely survive. We might actually be able to realign here, although in fairness, that Ice Beam did a lot more than I was expecting. We're unable to realign. We do manage to get a massive amount of energy on Gliscor. Back out comes Greninja. The opponent does an instant throw, so I'm going to start unleashing some of this energy. We fire off the first Aerial Ace, forcing the opponent's first Protect Shield. We're already at the second Aerial Ace. The opponent invests their final Protect Shield, and here comes Primeape with his 2-to-no shield advantage. Although saying that, I'm very quickly going to be giving up these Protect Shields. Thankfully, the opponent doesn't go for the Night Slash bait. Again, I'm going to respect the Hydro Cannon. The opponent again full sends Primeape, able to Karate Chop farm down. What is that third? Clodsire enters the field of play, and I'm very grateful. I've still got Gliscor around, as Primeape with a huge energy lead with no Ice Punch isn't going to be able to vamp its way through this very bulky boy. We land 2 Rage Fist. The opponent going to be able to outpace us to the Earthquake, so stay in school, kids. Learn to count. We catch the Earthquake onto Gliscor. Was that necessary? Super necessary, because I think it makes great content. Earthquake double resisted. We easily withstand the damage, fire off the Aerial Ace, send attack farm down afterwards, and take that game. In the next battle, the algorithm serves me up something that hits me for double super effective. I say switch into Primeape, and the opponent enters the mirror. The opposing Primeape is on counter, as opposed to Karate Chop. Counter, of course, does objectively more, but doesn't generate anywhere near as much energy. The opponent shielded the first Rage Fist, which means they're probably going to double down. We've managed to obtain ourselves a 2-to-no shield advantage. I send up Gliscor. If they got Ice Punch, they just win on our top left. Thankfully, the opponent fires off the low sweep. Why the hell are you running that move? I have no words. I'm going to assume this is another low sweep. Nope, that's a close combat. We nearly get one shot. We pivot into Barrel, getting a one rollout running start. Out comes Raichu. Please tell me I'm not about to lose to this absolute Wild West Day 1 team. Hyperfang removes Raichu from the field of play, but Bibarel spares my blushes with 2 shields to hide behind. We are going to be able to get off a very, very scary battle and emerge victorious. We shield up the Icy Wind, return fire with the Hyperfang. Hyperfang might be debuffed, but picks up the knockout. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see Hitmontop in the lead. I used to love this Pokemon. It kind of got buffed when it got access to Triple Axel, then quickly got nerfed again when they nerfed Counter. I've even got one of these fully maxed out for Ultra League. What a waste of 700,000 dust. The opponent farming up a boatload of energy, allowing me to reach back-to-back aerial aces, obtaining me an early 2-0 shield advantage. I assume this is going to be the Triple Axel, looking to vamp up their attack. The opponent actually fire off the close combat. If they would have went for a Triple Axel, I'd probably be tempted to throw here, but as they CC'd, I'm just going to fully counter farm them down. We shield up the close combat. The opponent lets me have a huge counter farm down, and can Primeape go nuking. The opponent temporarily sends out Persian. What the heck is that doing on my screen? I have never seen one of them in Go Battle League ever. Excadrill made a very brief cameo appearance. Primeape going to claim back-to-back victims, and we're going to move swiftly on. In the next battle, we see Morpeko in the lead. A very nice lead for us, but a very problematic say switch. So I guess we see Cresselia. I'm kind of forced to stay in as Gliscor is our best answer. Bibarel won't fancy the Grass Knots, and Primeape won't fancy the Cycle Cut, Grass Knot, whatever they've got. Even if they had Aurora Beam, which is a dreadful move, we wouldn't fancy that. We're able to land the Earthquake. You can see them in the red health range, and we are going to farm it down. You'd be excused for thinking I'm going to roll out farm it down, which would hit for neutral, but no. I'm actually going to go for the resisted Karate Chop farm down. Is that a mad play? Definitely, but I've been shoutcasting PvP for like 3 years, so I've lost any ounce of sanity I once had. We exchange 1 Protect Shield for 100 energy, and out comes Azumarill. Primeape, so loaded, we're just going to throw 1 Karate Chop and the Rage Fist, and continue that pattern to maintain disciplined timing and vamp up our attack. The second one lands, the third one won't quite be lethal, but likely pressure the shield. After forcing that shield, I'm going to bank my energy, pivot into a barrel, looking to bait back out that little Wish Pikachu Morpeko. Ice Beam does absolutely nothing, back out comes Morpeko. As we snuck the rollout, we're able to outpace to the Surf before the Aura Wheels reach Surf, forces the opponent's final protection. The opponent looks for that Thundershock farm down. Thundershock might have got buffed, but we hold strong, reach the Surf. Surf removes them from the field of play. You can see I'm looking to pivot out. We're unable to do so, but Azumarill can never hold 2 moves. We're able to reach the close combat. Close combat is resisted, but hits harder than a Rage Fist, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see the very highly talented Patoman, someone who's been number 1 on the leaderboard and done pretty well at regionals. We pick up a great lead, but a problematic say switch. I answer the Goodra say switch with Bibarel. I shield up the Thunder Punch, which should mean we should outpace the back-to-back Hyperfangs. They will be able to reach an Aqua Tail, but I'm hoping after the subsequent Dragon Breath, we do survive. We're deep in the red. I'm going to look to under-tap the Hyperfang. Does Aqua Tail knock out? No, it doesn't, but we don't get off the Hyperfang, as a one-turn move always goes first. I send out Primeape, go straight for the Rage Fist, looking to remove Goodra from the field of play. The opponent invests that Protect Shield, looking to force my final. I am going to invest the Protect Shield here. Back out comes Morpeko. I could reach the close combat on the CMP tie, but Morpeko, I believe, wins CMP. It's actually IV dependent. My Primate's got PvP IV, so I'd probably lose that. We catch the Psychic Fang onto Gliscor, fire off the Aerial Ace, removing them from the field of play, and out comes Azumarill. Oh man, this game's over, unfortunately. 1 Earthquake won't put him into CC's range. To be honest, it will be close, but of course, he has the option to catch, and this is where he actually gives me a wink on. If I would have just continued to farm up, I could have thrown 4 Karate Chops and the Rage Fist. That would have boosted my CC, meaning I would have been able to remove Azumarill from the field of play, but if you look at my health, I probably wouldn't have tanked a further 8 Dragon Breath, so it kind of is what it is. We got outplayed, he emerges victorious, and reminds me why he's a good battler, and I'm a washed up one. I'm only kidding. GG's and good luck on your next regional. In the next battle, we see Malamar in the lead. Nice to catch it in the lead as my backline doesn't really fancy the work. We fire off the Aerial Ace goes unshielded, and I'm also going to follow suit, tanking this move. This opponent goes to the foul play. Unlike the last one, is super powered, but they're going to be unable to side away farm me down before the Aerial Ace is reached. Aerial Ace lightly forced to protect shield, as people that use like Malamar like to fight for alignment. I'm actually going to send in Primeape here, as I've got a shield advantage and look to just start vamping up my damage. I go straight for the Rage Fist. Rage Fist forces the opponent's final Protect shield, and of course I'm shielding this. When there's no shields in play and Primeape's boosted, it is boom time. The side waves get me low. We don't need health, we just need energy. The opponent sends out Drapion. I farm up, throw the close combat on what would be a CMP type. It looks like the opponent took the extra. Drapion gets one shot. The opponent sends out Chestnut. Oh boy, this is not what we want to see. I'm going to throw the Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang going to do some very solid chip damage. It looks like the opponent looking for that fall. Vine Whip farm down, but Bibarel hold strong, reaching the surf, and we're going to take that game. And that is just about going to wrap things up for my day one in season 21. I think this team was so much fun. I took around 9 or 10 days off at the end of last season, and I was quite looking forward to battling, and my god, this team was so fun and very much made me enjoy the game once again. If you're looking for a fun team, give these 3 a try. Gliscor greatly improved, Bibarel greatly improved, and if you don't know about the power of Shadow Primeape, where have you been? I think overall Bibarel and Gliscor form a pretty good core as well. Despite this being day one and me just throwing a team together, I went 23-7 despite playing some very good battlers. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.